Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the Love is Blind UK cast and just kind of giving you my impressions of the cast in general. And I really just wanted to do this because I made like a little short earlier where I was like, Love is Blind is so boring this season, and I think I hit it right when it got a little interesting. So I was like, you know what? Let me just dive in and give my thoughts about the cast in general. I googled Love Island instead of Love is Blind. Man, Love Island had me in a chokehold. I actually did not watch any other reaction channels or any other like Reddit posts, nothing, because I'm trying to get my true honest views on it. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited actually. So first we have Anu. She is 29. To be fair, she didn't get a whole lot of screen time so far. So I'm not at the part yet where they reunite the cast, and I only know that she says more during that part because of previews. But so from what I've seen so far, she's a tough cookie for me because she was very closed off initially when the spleen guy was trying to get to know her. What was his name? Hold on. Patrick. So when Patrick was trying to get to know her, she was very like standoffish, and I, in his place, would have also been like, okay, the vibes aren't there. So she comes into the next meeting and she's all bubbly and ready to sing, and like her response the second time was what he wanted to see when he asked her to sing for him the first time. So honestly, I don't blame him. I think he's kind of weird in terms of like, oh, I'm going with my spleen. But listen, I'm not everyone's cup of tea either. So do you, Patrick? So far, you went with your gut, with your spleen. Sorry. You went with your spleen, and I agree. I agree with your spleen this time. All right, next is Ashley, and she is 30. So Ashley, I'm kind of conflicted how I feel about her because she's been very encouraging to the other girls after the pods. In the pods, I had no issue with her, honestly. In the pods, she said, I love you very fast. That's a whole different thing, but outside of the pods, when she's in the villa with all the other couples, she is very often like leading conversations about who said I love you and all that stuff. And I don't know, it could be genuine, but at the same time, I just have this weird sense that she's just trying to stir up drama. And especially when she was talking to, I think her name was Boda, when she was talking to Boda and she was like, oh, I think some people just are on the same level or whatever, like as if she was superior for saying I love you so fast. Like, honestly, I think that's a red flag. Where you don't even know him. Like, I'm sorry, that's just my opinion though. All right, let's move on. Oh, Barda. My bad, not Boda. Barda, she's 32. I think Barda is absolutely beautiful. I like how independent she is, but I hope she knows that it's okay to like let your man lead sometimes, you know? Not saying that she shouldn't be independent, she shouldn't pay for things if she wants to pay for things. That's completely fine. But like, I mean, look, if she wants to be a girl boss, then be a girl boss. I don't see anything wrong with that. I like Barda, to be honest. But I do suspect that she will be too much for her mans. The next person on this list is Billy. Like Ashley, he is very quick to say I love you. But I honestly don't have many thoughts on Billy so far. He likes to work out, clearly. I mean, that's all I've seen so far about him, really. Yeah, I have to follow up with Billy. Demola, 30. I really liked Demola. He seemed very genuine. I actually think he and Katisha, I think him and Katisha would have actually made a really cute couple. Like, I'm conflicted because, you know, it is her choice, but he just seems so genuine and like he was ready to pour into the right person. And if that's not her, that's not her. I totally get what she was saying when it came to that. But yeah, he seems like a really good guy, actually. And I hope he finds the right lady for himself. All right, next is Javin. He is 28. He's actually younger than I thought. So Javin, I don't know if this is controversial, but I find Javin to be very lustful. He seems very lustful. In the pods, he was asking a lot of questions about like sexuality and like, oh, how many times a day or whatever. And it was just like, dude, like, calm down. He just seems very lustful to me, and I don't think him and Katisha are going to be a good match. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they're going to work out. I could eat my words later, but that's just my initial opinion about it. All right, Jed. This is Barda's guy. He is 31. I don't know if... I'm not going to go as far as to say he has fragile masculinity. I think that's a little too far. But he seemed very concerned with Barda being the one leading. Like, he sounded almost offended by it. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt of, like, maybe that she's just not used to it in a relationship. He did say that he had people relying on him in relationships in the past. So I can see how that could kind of, like, throw you for a loop. You know what I mean? So other than that, he seems like he is not afraid to be affectionate, which I really liked. So this has been my least favorite guy so far. Cal, he is 31. I know Cal was disappointed when Demola wasn't chosen. It seemed like he had forged a bond with Demola, but his behavior after the pods, like harping on the fact that he wasn't chosen by her, was weird to me. Like, Katisha did not owe anything to him. And I will go more into it once I talk about Katisha, but I just think Cal specifically inserts himself way too much. And it was really bothering me when he just kept bringing it up. And even when they were talking with the guys, like, mind your own situation. You know what I mean? Like, why is he... And maybe the producers have them talk about it. Like, let's be real. I'm sure that's happening. But I don't know. Even when it's just him and his girl, like, he was talking about them. And also him telling her, like, oh, I'm usually into blondes and white girls. I didn't like that at first, but I will say after he clarified with her that, like, hey, that's just the area I'm in, and that's kind of the women that are there, and that's probably why it's my type. Like, he was trying to reassure her. So I did like that. I feel like that is a redeeming quality of his. I think he noticed how insecure she got about it, I would say. Yeah, so I think that is a redeeming quality, but his obsession with Katisha and her choices, I do not like. Okay, it's the lady of the hour, Katisha, 31. So, I like Katisha. Okay, I do. I really like her, but I just feel so bad for her because everyone's harping on her for, like, changing her mind. And she's allowed to change her mind. I totally understand that she gave the boys, like, very mixed signs, but at the same time, it's not like she just kept it going. Like, she came to a decision kind of quickly after she had time to think about it. Like, I really don't think like she just kept leading them on and kept leading them on like I've seen it further in like prior seasons. So I think they were being like, people were being harsh with her, and I feel like they're ruining her experience. Honestly, I feel like her experience is kind of being ruined right now because everyone's really harping on that. And then the rest of the cast keeps focusing on whether or not she said I love you to Javin. And hey, you know, maybe they really do feel like, hey, maybe she should have, or maybe she isn't because she likes the other guy. Okay, but people have their own pace. It took me months of our in-person relationship to actually say I love you. And this is someone that they spoke to through a wall. Like, let's be real here. Not everyone has the exact same timeline, and there's nothing wrong with her not being ready to say I love you yet. And you know what? She's still getting to know him. Maybe she doesn't love him. Maybe he doesn't love her. They are open to exploring and finding out, and I feel like they should have been given the grace to do that. Next is Kieran. He's 28. When I first saw Kieran, I thought that he was like major like playboy vibes. There's another word I could use for that, but I'm not going to. I thought he had major, you know, F-boy vibes. But, you know, I think Sophie, or Sophia, I think it's Sophie, the little triangle with Sophie, Megan, and him, I think he handled that pretty well. I think Sophie was upset because he didn't clarify something with her before making his intentions with Megan known first. Like, he made his intentions with Megan first versus speaking with Sophie is what I'm trying to say. But I don't think he went about it the wrong way. I think she didn't like that, obviously, but I don't think there was anything wrong with the way he went about it. Like, that's kind of what the pods are for, and I think Kieran, like, played the pod part well. Like, honestly, I cannot fault him. He felt more connected to Megan, and that's who he went with, and he was happy with his decision, at least to the part where I watched. Sophie's little crash out with him was like, come on, girl. Like, yeah, let's just keep going. Okay, Megan's also 28. Okay, so Megan seems like such a beautiful spirit. Like, she has such a beautiful soul so far from what I've seen from her. Like, she's very lighthearted and happy, and like based on what she was saying about her mom and growing up and never feeling like she's been in love, like, she's trying, and she still has this light to her, and I really like that about her so far. Honestly, I just have a feeling that her and Kieran are gonna make it. I could be very wrong with this, but I don't know. I think maybe it might have something to do with her not being able to say I love you, but also the previews kind of hint something with Sophie, her showing up, which could mean anything, right? But I don't know. Kieran seemed very upset that she didn't want to say I love you, and he said that he was willing to take his, like, go with her timing and whatever, but I feel like it is going to bother him, or it's going to call it a rift where he feels unloved, and that's going to break it apart, or I could be wrong, but I don't know. I just have this, at this point I have doubts that they're going to make it, but I do like her. I really like Megan. So for this next name, I'm sure I'm saying it incorrectly, Sarover, 29, she is Cal's match, and y'all, I like Sarover. I feel like she's very gentle. I don't think her and Cal are gonna work out. I just don't. It would be beautiful if they do. I feel like their culture background, especially, like the turmoil between the two cultures, and like for them to come together, like I think that would just be so beautiful. But I don't know, she's not his usual type, which is fine, but I don't know, she seems too good for him, and maybe I'm being harsh on Cal because he's my least favorite guy, but I feel like she's out of his league. She calls him the pretty boy, but I think she's like leagues more beautiful. But hey, let me just keep going. Okay, so I think that's all. There's, of course, you know, Patrick, Sophie, other people. They're gonna probably end up you know, when they have all the cast come and everything and everyone speaks to each other and meets the other cast. I know there's gonna be that point, there's gonna be more characters, but so far the other ones aren't big players, so I'm not gonna include them. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep watching and see what happens. Those are kind of like my initial assessments so far. It's starting to get a little juicy. I'm hoping I'm wrong about Megan and Kieran not working out, only because I really want her to find love. But hey, and if not him, someone else, you know. But yeah, so those are my initial thoughts on the Love is Blind UK Season 2 cast, the ones who got coupled up. Yeah, so I will continue to cover the Love is Blind UK Season 2 version. Is that the right word? I don't know. But I'll continue to cover them and my thoughts about it and just, you know, push my 2 cents. And of course, you know, these are just my thoughts, my opinions. Like, I don't know them. I'm sure they got like everyone gets an edit on reality TV, let's be real. So who knows what we're not seeing that's pertinent to other instances that I've talked about. But we shall see. Let's just see how this all rolls out. So, all right, bye.